Dear colleagues, my name is Blanchard, and it is my pleasure to present my work to you entitled Paediatric-onset lymphomatoid papulosis, Results of a Multicentre Retrospective Cohort Study on behalf of the EORTC Cutaneous Lymphoma Tumours Group. This publication is the result of a group effort including researchers and patients from 12 academic dermatology centers in 11 countries, mostly in Europe, but also in North America and the Middle East. So what is already known about pediatric onset lymphomatoid papulosis, or LYP? It's a cutaneous T-cell lymphoproliferative disorder that can rarely affect children. LYP has been clearly associated with an increased risk of associated malignancies in adults, mostly mycosis fungoides and anaplastic large cell lymphoma. Data in pediatric population is scarce. We characterized a large multicentric cohort of 87 patients with pediatric onset LYP with a mean age at disease onset of 7 years. The main histological subtype was A, and TCR monoclonality was detected in most of the cases. Overall survival was excellent, including some cases with long-term follow-up of more than 15 years. The mean follow-up duration was 5.3 years. Nevertheless, 10% of the patients in our cohort developed hematological malignancy before, concomitantly, or after LYP onset. Those were mainly mycosis fungoides and anaplastic large cell lymphoma. The data from this study confirmed that LYP in children and in adults have similar characteristics, and long-term follow-up is recommended for all LYP patients, regardless of the excellent overall prognosis. Importantly, our data delineate two courses of pediatric onset LYP, acute LYP and chronic relapsing LYP, with courses of spontaneous remission observed in the chronic relapsing cohort. Next, the range in diagnostic delay and proportion of initial misdiagnosis in our cohort also illustrates the diagnostic challenge that is pediatric onset LYP. In a nutshell, our large pediatric cohort with a mean follow-up duration of 5.3 years confirms the association of pediatric onset LYP and the development of associated hematological malignancies before, concomitantly, or after LYP onset. As in adults, those associated hematological malignancies are predominantly mycosis fungoides and anaplastic large cell lymphoma. The incidence of pediatric onset malignancy was much higher in our cohort compared with the general pediatric population, emphasizing the need of specialized long-term monitoring for pediatric LYP patients. This figure should be considered alongside the low overall incidence of hematological malignancies in the general pediatric population and the very favorable prognosis of the most common associated hematological malignancies. I must thank all authors for their precious contributions and thank you all for your attention. And now, why not join the debate on this article through the correspondence section?